Upper St. Clair from getting into the end zone and making things even worse. 3:05 left to go in this fourth quarter. Again, our thanks to Skip Dry and Charlie Fisher, and to our brave camera people out there braving the elements, all doing a nice job today. Keith Pohl, Tom Schneider, Jody Gill, and Keith Singer, all doing an exceptional job.
And a mention to our director, Dave Beeney.
Dave Beeney's
done a good job of picking out those shots.
Good to have Dave Beeney in my ear again. It's kind of a strange sensation, but people that don't have an opportunity to do this, it's a strange feeling to have some guy talking in your ear while you're trying to talk at the same time. or breathing in your ears, even more strange. We're under 3 minutes to play here, and you can tell this one, aside from levity, is pretty much done. And Tomko has finally gone to the sideline as we have the backup quarterback. And Barrett Hammond's on the carry as we are getting deep into this Upper St. Clair lineup as Jim Gregory makes his way down to the sideline to talk to Ron Pavlechko. Bobby Bauer there to make the stop for the Little Lions. But to reflect back on this season for State College, 13-0 coming into this ball game, most wins ever by a State College team. And you know, I was laughing 2 years ago when they said that it was time for a coaching change in State College because the Little Lions had a very, very tough year in 1990. 1991, they come back and win a District 6 championship. That was the building block in which they built this season. And believe me, Ron Pavlechko can flat out coach, and anyone that doubted him 2 years ago, shame on you, because he's showing you right now what kind of coach that he is, bringing this team to the brink of a state title, but running into a juggernaut in Upper St. Clair. Unbelievable just how talented and deep this Upper St. Clair team is. The backup quarterback is Wes Thornton. He's a sophomore, calling the shots now for Upper St. Clair. This is J.T. Render over the right side. Sabo there to make the stop defensively for the Little Lions. As we get down to about the 2-minute mark in the ball game, remember, in high school football, there is no 2-minute warning. So, excuse me, that is not Render. Actually, that is Pat Phillips with the carry. 3rd down and 20 for Upper St. Clair. We have enjoyed bringing this game to you. Certainly enjoyed the first 5 minutes more than we have the rest of the game. But that's the way it is sometimes. Give this time as the first back through. That is Ryan Johns, met by Matt Weekland at about the line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up a 4th down. Still about 20 yards to go as we're down under 1 minute and 30 left to play in the ball game. Just to remind you that next week, the Super Bowl of high school football will be right here at Mansion Park, both Friday and Saturday. We're starting with Single A and Double A on Friday, Triple A and Quad A on Saturday afternoon here at this beautiful facility in Altoona Mansion Park. Johns again runs over the right side. Matt Weekland again there to make the stop. And the Little Lions will take over on downs and try to have some fun for their last minute of what has been an exceptional high school football season for State College. We're under 1 minute to play. It is 42-13. Upper St. Clair has run away with the Quad A Western Final. And Hambrick on the day. 16 carries, 178 yards, touchdown runs of 3, 27, and 77 yards as he did the majority of the damage today for Upper St. Clair. So State College will try to enjoy their final minute of the season. Airing it out and intended for a haul just over the outstretched arms. On the coverage is Ellis and Render. Nice throw that time by Mike McQuarrie, just a little too tall for number 25, Chris Hall. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. 39 seconds left to play here in the ball game. We will be sending it down to the field to talk with head coach Ron Pavlechko. Jim Gregory is down there awaiting that opportunity as we speak. 42-13. It was State College jumping out to that 13-0 lead. A 47-yard run by Mike McQuarrie for 1 touchdown. Jeff Nixon, a beautiful 90-yard run for the 2nd TD. And then it was as if time had stopped because Upper St. Clair just took over from there. McQuarrie will drop back to throw again, rolling to his right. Flushed out of the pocket. He's going to tuck it and go and get out of bounds across the 25 to the 27-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 31 seconds left to play, as Mike Cortez does the honors of knocking Mike McQuarrie out of bounds. Well, one thing's been established. There is a new team in State College from which other teams will be measured and compared. This is the winningest team in State College high school football history. Rather storied history, too, when you think about some of the players like Tim Scannell, Matt Suey, to name a couple that have come out of State College high school. Steve Sefter, you may recall, who had a very good career with Penn State, both on the football field and on the wrestling mat. This is McQuarrie keeping again, cutting up inside. This time he stays in bounds. Picks up the first down, and the Little Lions stop the clock as they will move the chains ahead. 23 seconds left to play. Wes Thornton there to make the stop for Upper St. Clair. Again, Jim Gregory has made his way down to the field. He will talk with Ron Pavlechko immediately following this Quad A Western final. Little Lions were game early, but it was Upper St. Clair when it counted. McQuarrie again rolling around in the pocket, throws across the middle, complete to Miller, but he is jarred immediately. Making the stop is Justin Green, and that was some kind of hit, and the Little Lions want to get one more playoff before this is all over. So with 5 seconds remaining, they do call for the timeout. And after this play, the Little Lions season will come to an end. McQuarrie doing a great job of buying time and then spotting a receiver open across the middle. But watch the hit by number 80 there, Cortez, or Justin Green. Good defensive play there by Upper St. Clair. You know, this is a perennial power in the Pittsburgh area. They've won 3 of the last 5 WPIAL championships. They won a state championship in 1989. Jim Render has had unparalleled success with the program at Upper St. Clair. So State College, even though this one's going to hurt for a while, they certainly have nothing to be ashamed of or disappointed in. I think the effort was there. I think maybe the execution wasn't what they would like it to have been, but still, they played very well. And it takes everything to get it done at this level. And State College just came up a little short today. Last play of the game, McQuarrie stepping back, buying time, has plenty of it. He's going to keep it. Mike McQuarrie scrambles and is down, and Upper St. Clair will advance to the title game Saturday right here at Mansion Park. They will kick that off at 6 o'clock, and football fans around the area should be here for this Super Bowl of high school football that will take place right here at Mansion Park this coming weekend, the 11th and 12th. Single A, double A on Friday, triple A, and quad A on Saturday. Fine effort today by the Little Lions of State College, but an even more impressive effort today by the Panthers of Upper St. Clair. When we can, we will head down to the field, and Jim Gregory, who is going to talk with head football coach Ron Pavlechko and try to shed some light on just what happened after things had gone so well in the first 5 minutes of this ball game when State College jumped out to a 13-0 lead, and then everything just sort of caved in as Upper St. Clair just turned this thing around and went to good old-fashioned smash mouth football. And you can tell that's becoming the trend again. Everything was kind of finesse-oriented when San Francisco was winning all those Super Bowls. But now, I think in vogue is straight-ahead smash mouth football. And that's exactly what we saw an example of today. And right now, we'll go down to the field. And Jim Gregory. Jimmy, take it away.
Thanks, Paul. Coach, what do you say to a group of kids that's gone so far and gotten so close to a state championship game 2 years in a row? What are you going to say to these kids?
Well, I'll say that we tried, and that's certainly important. We just didn't do enough of the things to execute what we had to do to come out on top. And we have to give credit to Upper St. Clair for doing those things.
The first 5 minutes of the ball game, you put up 13 points. You shut out the rest of the way. What adjustments did they make to prevent you from getting any more points on the board?
Well, I don't know if it was a lot of adjustment by them. They came off blocks and made tackles, and we didn't, and we didn't complete some things that we should have been able to.
How proud are you of these guys to get this far? You've kept them on an even keel through the big wins. To suffer a loss like this, how proud are you of these kids?
Well, I think it's hard to put a value on how proud. I have to say that I am proud of this team and all that they have accomplished. Certainly, I wish we could have done a little better here, but that's part of our learning experience, and we'll hopefully learn from this in whatever other endeavors we have. Seniors, as they go on, and our underclassmen as we have to play football next year also.
And speaking of seniors, Jeff Nixon, the ankle certainly started to tighten up during the game. You weren't able to use him as much as you wanted to. Was his status questionable even coming into the game, or did he hurt it during the game?
No, and it really wasn't his ankle. He just had a pulled Charlie horse type thing. So, but that's the way it goes. And Jeff gave his all, and as our other players did also.
All right. Head coach Ron Pavlechko, State College, his team losing to Upper St. Clair by the score of 42-13. Let's send it back up to Paul Alexander.
Thank you much, Jimmy. Great job today, and thanks to Ron Pavlechko for taking time to chat with us this afternoon. Again, the final from Upper St. Clair, 42-13 in favor of the Panthers. We'll be back right after this. Okay. I actually need him to come back to the station, at least I can tell him that.
Jimmy, it's got to be quick. All right. We're in a break.
All right. All right. Did you get him the gym? Stats, final stats? Hey, Dave, do we really need to do the stats? Yeah, I think it's a good idea to just, yeah, I'll just do them. We don't need to have them on screen. I'll just go them real quick. All right. And welcome back to Mansion Park, and let's send it immediately down to the field where Jim Gregory is standing by with Mike McQuarrie. Jimmy?
Thanks, Paul. Here with quarterback Mike McQuarrie. Mike, the first 5 minutes, you're able to put up 13 points. What'd they do to shut you out the rest of the way?
Well, they just stiffened up the defense. They got a good rush in the last part of the game there, and we kind of crumbled after the first 5 minutes there. We didn't keep our heads on there, and that's what happens when you think you're doing all right and we're really not.
This is probably a stupid question, but how do you feel getting this close to a state championship again and falling short?
Well, it feels good. I mean, really, it really does, because 13-0, that's a big improvement on the last couple of years at State High. We came out here today, we thought we were ready to play, and we were, in the first 10 minutes, but then we just kind of fell down, fell short of what our goals were, but, we won a couple championship titles, and I don't think you can ask any more of this ball club. They really did a great job all year.
All right, Ron Pavlechko, your coach, is inside talking to you guys, so I'm going to let you go and go in and listen to a few of his words. Okay. We appreciate your time. All right, Mike McQuarrie, the quarterback for State College. His team was able to put up 13 points in the first 5 minutes, Paul Alexander, but nothing the rest of the way. I'll send it back to you.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. We'll take a quick look, or actually not a look. I'll just give you a quick rundown of what happened in this ball game. We've talked so much about the 13-0 lead for the Little Lions, and then 42 straight points for Upper St. Clair. USC doubling up the Lions, Little Lions on first downs with 16-8. How about this? 46 carries for USC, 362 yards. That is ground chuck right there, I'll tell you that. 21 carries, 178 yards for the Little Lions. Through the air, USC only had to throw it twice. They completed one, 19 yards. A total of 381 yards today for Upper St. Clair, 244 for the Little Lions of State College. Again, we'll let you know at 6 o'clock who Upper St. Clair will face on Saturday. It'll be either Coatesville or Cumberland Valley. And also bad news out of the western part of the state. With only a few minutes to go, our last report was Lock Haven trailing Blackhawk by the score of 22-0. Well, again, I'd like to thank our statistician, Charlie Fisher. Our spotter is Skip Dry, and everyone that had a hand in putting this game together, doing a great job in braving the elements and bringing us good pictures and fine technical aspects throughout the game. Again, our final here from Mansion Park. It is USC 42, State College 13. For Jim Gregory, I'm Paul Alexander. So long, everybody.
He and his wife Diane expecting their first.
That is fantastic. So it'll be Billy Price set to stick his foot into the football and kick it away. Low kick, dropped by one of the up-backs, but then taken by Doherty. Doherty across the 20, the 25, knocked down at the 27. So what could have been a potential disaster turns into something fairly positive as Doherty gets out over the 27 where Darren Martin's there to make the stop for Upper St. Clair. First down and 10 for the Lions from the 27.
State College not used to being in this position, trailing by 22 points late in the ball game. Nixon is in there, by the way, still hobbling though. He'll go wide to the right side.
This should be the last play of the third quarter. We're under 13 seconds on a running clock. Leaf State College will get the wind in the fourth. Have to look for the positives. This is McQuarrie chased from behind and sacked from behind. That is Ryan Smith coming from the blind side, as you so often see. And the quarter ends on a very bad note for the Little Lions as Mike McQuarrie is sacked for a 6-yard loss. With the score, Upper St. Clair 35, State College 13. We'll pause for a timeout. And welcome back. You saw the tail end of the first play of the fourth quarter, and it wasn't a pretty one for the Little Lions. Ross Drenning dragging quarterback Mike McQuarrie down from behind. 2 consecutive sacks. Leaves the Lions with a 3rd and 24. And again, when you're down, the other team knows you got to throw, so they just start sending people, and they're just all over Mike McQuarrie right now.
You can see the looks on the faces of some of the Little Lions on the sideline. Eric Wagner, the kicker for State College, starting definitely to show some concern about the season ending here. We'll tell you about some third quarter stats. Probably the worst third quarter State College has experienced all season long. The numbers certainly bearing it out. Let's catch this play first.
I think Mike McQuarrie, with his win, could probably throw the ball 80 to 90 yards in the air. So I think we just send somebody long and just fire it.
He'll need time, though. He hasn't had it the last 2 plays.
This is Nixon in motion. He is definitely hobbled. He is not 100%. The drop play to Bauer loses his footing, and that's not pretty.
And there's another example of how that ankle must be bothering Nixon, because you're trailing 35-13 last quarter. You want to give it to your big play guy. They don't give it to Nixon. They give it to Bauer instead, and he's definitely hobbling. And that's a shame, because you want a big game. You want your big play player to be full strength, and he just isn't right now. Mark Condry making the tackle as McQuarrie talks to head coach Ron Pavlechko about what went wrong on that series. In the third quarter, State College managing just 4 offensive plays. Upper St. Clair with 16.
That's not pretty. Bobby Bauer set to kick it away, and it's partially blocked. It takes a pretty good State College bounce, but it'll be tremendous field position for Upper St. Clair. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the State College 28-yard line. Todd Amick to get a big paw on the kick, and it's been a bad day for the State College special teams.
Yeah, the rivets are just starting to pop out on this one for State College. Everything's starting to fall apart. 313 total yards of offense for State College, rather for Upper St. Clair, 229 for Ron Pavlechko's Little Lions. The numbers, everything pointing towards Upper St. Clair, including the scoreboard, 35-13, 10 minutes left to go.
So you certainly look for Upper St. Clair to keep it on the ground, as they've done anyhow throughout the game. This is Ellis over the left side. He's across the 20, the 15. Don't know if he stayed in bounds. Yes, he did. He's all the way down to the 10, where Justin Doherty and Dave Rocco knocked him out of bounds. But not before he picked up another 1st down on a nice bit of running by Zach Ellis. He's kind of the second back of this tandem, but he's awfully tough.
Yeah, he has the hot hand, so you might as well just keep giving it to him. And when you have an offensive line pushing that defensive line 5 and 6 yards back, Ellis is able to get up a pretty good head of steam and just make things happen. Right now, Ellis, 13 carries for 99 yards and 1 touchdown. He should go over 100 here.
1st and 10, Upper St. Clair. First back through is Ross Alessandro. They never do get him down, but his momentum is stopped at the 6-yard line. D'Antonio there with a stop. 2nd down and 6.
Looks like Upper St. Clair just might have some talent coming back for a football team next season as well.
Alessandro, a 5'10", 165-pound junior. And now it's a matter of pride. This one is pretty much decided, but now the Little Lions are going to show what they're made of to keep Upper St. Clair out of the end zone. 2nd and goal from the 6. And the give is to Alessandro, and he rambles into the end zone for the touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown for Upper St. Clair. And the Panthers are not going to be denied on this Saturday at Manshue Park in Altoona.
Before the game started, Upper St. Clair coaches were telling us, hey, we're going to win by 20, 21 points. Well, right now, they're up by 28, looking to make it 29. And I got to tell you, I'm quite surprised. Upper St. Clair certainly looking like the cream of the crop in Quad A football in this state. 3 plays, 28 yards on that drive, the 6-yard touchdown. Not even Jeff Nixon, who a lot of folks think wears an S underneath his jersey, is going to be able to make a difference in this one.
No, and the point after by Price is good. It's a 42-13 ball game. And what looked to be early on State College runaway has just gone completely the other direction. Upper St. Clair getting a wake-up call at 13-0, and has since put the Little Lions to sleep.
State College scored 2 touchdowns in the first 5 minutes of the ball game. They've been shut out since, and that seems to be enough to send State College faithful on the way back up towards State College and 3:22.
Looks to be a